Hello. First rankings of season 10.
First rankings of season 10. I would just like to say, I don't even know what I want to say.
We have a
This
lot of thoughts.
singularly has been the
No. This week, it was today. Today, I feel like
today
was
has been the longest day. I'm like, this is not an exaggeration. It was a straight 10 hours of FaceTimes.
I will say that's what one thing I do love. I love the FaceTimes this season. I think they're so much more interesting than texts,
I think they're so much more interesting for
but
my
it's harder
mental
to do.
health. Like truly for my mental health, I cannot do this day again.
Well, get ready. There's
Take it
30
away.
more of them. I don't think the
It
season is
was
slowing down
horrible.
anytime soon, to be honest.
Today was horrible, but it was so interesting. The house, here's what's crazy. This house, we're gonna try and break down before rankings officially start where this house stands. There are not alliances. Alliances do not exist this season, truly. And it's like Steven said, it's a bunch of FaceTime calls of random people talking to like one-on-one, three people talking at once. There are not alliances. There are groups of people that are going to keep each other safe, but they do not have the same agenda, and it is going to be crazy to witness. So
Yes.
yeah,
I also think that it was probably the nature of how this first week went. In that there were 6 people voting for 6 people. I think that it was just really different from what we've seen and what we're used to. So I do think that it'll start becoming more like normal, and I think bigger alliances will start becoming like established. I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm going to be honest. I don't think it will. I think, I mean, as we saw with this week, I think group ideas can be a thing. Like, for example, I guess let's get this disclaimer out of the way. The timing of rankings now is going to be different, based off of how incorrectly Stephen and I ranked some people on season 9 due to things changing in the time between the veto meeting and eviction. We're now always going to be ranking after the eviction, so we know how the full week played out. However, we'll lock in our numbers before the HOH happens. So we'll definitely address what could happen next week, but those numbers will not be affected. So that is out of the way.
All right, why don't you give the full comprehensive rundown on, or not,
yes.
like the spark notes of the week?
Yes. So starting off, talking about some house structures and just generally how the house is laid out. So on one side, we have the Vibe 5. They're probably the closest thing to an alliance, and that is made up of Haley, Murph, Nora, Alex, and Armani. However, I say closest thing to an alliance because if you ask me on day 1, they were an alliance that were sticking together. Currently, no one trusts Haley. People want Armani out. Alex does not like most of them. Is really Nora and Murph are even butting heads at some, like it's just crazy, but they are a group of people that I think would like to protect each other for now. On the flip side, on the other side of the house, you have the Jokers. They are Dan, Kristen, and Wick. Those 3 definitely were hardcore sticking together. And they were really tied in with Anthony and Victoria. In the middle of all of this, you've got Alex from the just so you know, we can't see the screen. Oh, there you go. We've got Alex from the one side, we've got Dan from the other, we've got K-Pow in the middle. They're kind of the linchpin. So that's the general overarching structure. As for the people that I didn't mention, Cassidy and Riley are in with a lot of those people, and I think could be considered in this structure. Matthew, similarly, just maybe right below it. Rocky, Cade, Maris are really left out of it currently, and we'll really kind of address where they stood with the week when we do that. In terms of general events of what went down. So all of those formations of things really happened on day one. Competition happens, team one is safe, great. The twist is revealed. Now we are left with the 6 nominees. This is when things really start to break down. So at this point, we have seasons 2, 5, and 9, that being Anthony, Victoria, Alex, Caitlin, Haley, and Cade, are the only people voting this week, and they must vote between seasons 3, 4, and 8, being Riley, Dan, Cassidy, Murph, Wick, and Rocky. The group of 6 voters all get on FaceTime to break down who they want, who they can agree on to evict, because they want it to be a 6-0 vote. That is their priority. They want easy vote. Haley is the one to speak up and say, Wick. Wick is the biggest threat. Let's take out Wick. And at this point, Alex, Caitlin, Anthony, Victoria, they're all like kind of with Wick because they're with Dan, and they fall silent. They do not want that. So they're like, okay, maybe we'll revisit this. Okay. Well, shortly after this, Wick and Rocky reach out to Haley and Cade, and they all talk, and they want to keep seasons 9 and 8 kind of just like keep each other safe to move forward. So now Haley and Cade are not incentivized to take out Wick. Next time they all get together, they're like, okay, who do we take out? Haley all of a sudden is like, Dan's the one that needs to go. This is even worse by everyone else. So now they go through process of elimination, and now Victoria, Anthony, Caitlin, and Alex are like, okay, actually, no, maybe Wick is the better option because they don't want Dan out. If you follow me in this thing, Cade then takes that information and brings it to Wick, saying, Wick, you are in trouble because these 4 people want you out. Wick, who's with these 4 people, doesn't believe Cade, who really has Wick's best interest at heart. Wick goes to Dan, being like, Cade's telling me that I'm in danger, and if it's not me, it's going to be you, because Cade wants you out. So then they bring that to the 4, and when I say the 4, I mean Alex, Caitlin, Anthony, and Victoria, who are now pissed at Haley and Cade because they were the ones that brought up Wick's name initially. So it's this giant game of he said, she said. No one has the full story, and it just led to a mess today. Eventually, Wick and Dan came up with the plan. Okay, we need to pin this on Rocky. Alex is like, no, Rocky is going to be an ally of mine if I die. So Wick, Dan, and Kristen got to work on Anthony, Victoria, and Caitlin to keep Wick, and got 90% of the way there. But Alex afterwards met with them and was like, no, Wick needs to go for XYZ reason. Wick is the one that is leaving. They did damage control with Dan. None of the 4 of them are in danger or caught for this at all. And all of the pressure has been thrown on to Haley and Cade. That's the general events. Like, that is literally Spark Notes, and I don't even think I'm coherently speaking because today was delusional. Did any of that make sense?
Yes, it did. But also, these people are going to be seeing all of this information in the episodes already that are going to be coming from the words that you say anyway. So
that's true.
This is just a recap.
Yeah.
Okay, then let's get started. Anything else to add before we get started?
I don't think so.
Okay, let's get started. All right, so we have decided that we are going to go alphabetically this season.
Let me hop
on.
Let me pull up my list of rankings.
I don't like that.
Okay.
Okay, I have to get my list. Okay, starting with Alex. Okay, a good first start. Good person to start with. Wait, Scott, hold on 1 second. You can start.
Okay, I will start. So, for me, this week, I hope Steven can still hear me because I like talking. This week, Alex is for sure the player to watch out for. Alex is, in my opinion, based off of this week, he's the one that is gonna be the player this season. What we saw from Alex this week is I think some of the best game, I won't lie, some of the best gameplay we've seen in all 10 seasons. The way he literally sat down and all the craziness, kept a calm head on his shoulders, managed to get out his target, being Wick, the person that he really did not have a relationship with compared to everyone else, was able to convince Anthony, Caitlin, and Victoria that this was a good idea, even though I'm going to be honest, for the other three of them, I don't think it was. The damage control with Dan to the point where Dan does not want Alex out at all. Alex still has good relations with the entire Vibe 5. The only thing that I need Alex to do is right now, we did all of this work because because Rocky is going to be a solid ally for us. And we'll get to Rocky when we get this, but Alex, you're not looping him in fast enough. So that's my biggest critique of Alex's game right now is it's a lot of like, oh, I really think we can work with Rocky, but it's like, quit the small talk. If you want to work with Rocky, you got to work with Rocky. If not, Rocky's going to go away, and he's starting to shift away. Like Rocky's not being super receptive to Alex, even though Alex is that's the only aspect that isn't great. But Alex's gameplay was great. If Alex had Rocky this week, and like Rocky was a number one for Alex, I'm going to be real, I would give Alex an 8. This was a spectacular week. However, because Rocky is not with Alex, and in the end, it was definitely worth it for Alex, but I don't know how worth it was, and I'll be interested to see where his position is moving forward. I'm going to start Alex off at a 7, which is typically like the baseline highest score.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, actually, that's my high score for this week too. I'm also going to a 7 as well. It really is phenomenal because I think on season 5, it was so Alex and Maeve together. And since Maeve won, I think that in a lot of people's heads, like she gets a lot of the credit. But I think like we're starting to see the same Alex that we saw in season 5. Like it is proving that he deserved to get to the end. He also deserved to win. Pretty much every FaceTime call I was on in the past 3 days, he was there, like pushing his agenda, but not too hard to make people think that like they're doing what he wants. He is a great social player. The one red flag I've seen from looking at people's diary rooms is that Armani said that he's not trusting Alex right now. He's being shifty. So really, like anytime I say that anybody's in a really, really good position, I want to like acknowledge who is coming after them and who is looking at them as targets. So that's all I've seen. Slander on Alex, I guess.
Here's the other interesting thing. Jumping off both those points that you just made, I totally agree with you. We walked away in the same way that we walked away from season 4 going, James ran that season. No, James and Maeve ran that season. James got the big flashy title, and that's who people remember. It really is the same thing with season 5. We give Maeve a lot of credit for season 5, and it's all credit that Maeve deserves. She ran it, but she ran it with Alex, and we're seeing it now that like Alex is phenomenal.
Mm-hmm.
I will say also, ran it with this season, you never know what's going to happen. But if the game continues down the path that it's going to, currently it seems that these two sides of the house are on the same side, and that it's the people in the straggler middle that have to worry, and it's those people that Alex isn't aligned with. So if those people do just go home, Alex is going to be in a fantastic spot. The issue is people do see him as a huge threat, so it'll be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm. And I think even though, sorry, I want to move on, but I think even though he did run season 5 and literally was one vote away from not being on this season, I think he still like kind of slips into the shadows of these other really, really big names in this game, which is crazy because he shouldn't be able to, but he is. So that's really impressive, I think, too.
The smartest thing that Alex has done, and we haven't seen this from everyone, we've seen this a lot from a lot of people, but not from Alex. Sorry. We've seen this from Alex.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alex came in, I think more than others, his beef with Anthony was big. It could have screwed him over. And they squashed that immediately. And those two, like, don't get me wrong, they're definitely wary of each other, but they're good at, like, you know what I mean? Alex has gained the trust of everyone that he should have had to worry about. Phenomenal for him.
All right, let's move on because it do be 1:40 in the morning.
Yeah.
Okay, Anthony Vendresco.
Let me know if you want to go first or you want me to start ever.
You can start. Oh wait, hold on. Armani is alphabet. Oh wait, no.
This is the right one.
Oh, I have. Hold on, wait 1 second. Okay, you go first. Wait, hold on. I have something wrong on the voting history.
Oh.
All right, you go first.
Okay, so Anthony. I promise you, my rankings this week are not gonna stay this positive. But sorry, I mean for the overarching cast. But Alex and Anthony
I was like, damn.
No. Sorry, let me be clearer. Across these 18 people, I'm coming in this season and I'm saying I really am out for blood with the rankings. These people are all stars. If you're screwing up, I'm not giving you a 3 because it wasn't really in your control. No, you had the control and you screwed it up. 1. So that's my overall philosophy. But you wouldn't know that from these first 2 people because, in my opinion, next to Alex, Anthony is the next person to watch out.
Yes.
And we came into the season going, God, Anthony's not going to be able to pull this off. And we're seeing season 2 Anthony again.
For now.
But like compared to even season 5, like Anthony is not in mob mentality right now. Anthony is literally sitting in the middle of all these different groups and going, I'm doing what I want. I'm going to try and appease the different groups. He's literally, people are going to try and push him to do David. Anthony is the upcoming HOH. People are trying to push him to do David. Anthony is going to act like he's considering it and then come up with a reason why he can't, because doing David is not good for his game. Anthony is situated with all sides, and no one is talking about Anthony as a threat. I think what he also did this week with Wick was fantastic. If anything, he's the one walking out of this week with the least amount of blood on his hands, even though truly it was like he was one of the ones that like decided, okay, it's Wick. Sorry. He's got Dan and Kristen on his side. He's obviously got Victoria as his.
I'm literally looking at all of these people and I'm like,
David is one of David's few people in this game is Anthony. Alex and K-Pal are like, after this week, are like Anthony and Vic, we're gonna rock with them. He's pulled in Cass, he's pulled in Maris, he's pulled like Anthony's doing work and he's doing it well. So I'm also at a 7 for Anthony.
Interesting. Okay. I'm at a 6 for Anthony because I think that he has a lot of people on his side, yes, but I think it's a lot of people who could be coming after each other. So I worry that people go at each other and he has to choose a side and his like something could come crashing down. I am very, very, very excited for Anthony to be HOH this week. He was one of the people I was rooting for to win. I think it's going to be really, really interesting. And I know we're not talking about Murph yet, but I think like Murph has been pushing a lot of things really, 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 really hard this season. And I just wonder what happens if he tries pushing David a little too hard. What could happen? But yeah, so I'm at a 6 for Anthony. I am looking forward to going up hopefully this week. I don't see why. There's no reason why he should be going down this week.
Listen, Anthony this week, and like let's talk about this week. Anthony is a smart player. This week, he is the first HOH, and he's coming into this first HOH, and all he has to do is put up Cade and Hanley, and one of them goes home. He gets no blood on his hands. He makes no one angry, and he's able to lock in each and every ally that he has to be like, look, I trust you. I'm doing this thing. I'm taking out these enemies of ours. And I think he's gonna do that. Like Anthony butters people up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna work for him this time.
It is really interesting because I think Anthony like plays dumb, but he's not dumb. Like he's
not
a
dumb.
smart player. He is one of the OGs of this game. Like he's a 3-time juror. Like getting to the jury 3 times doesn't just happen because like you play the game. Like it happens because
And
you're a
the
good
top
player.
8 2 of those times.
Exactly. And like there is a very likely world where he like wins season 2 if something went differently. So yeah, I'm really excited to see. I agree with you. I think we're getting season 2 Anthony again. I just hope.
I think we're getting season 2 Anthony, but I think we're getting season 2 Anthony under the radar. In season 2, everyone was like when they walked out the door, they went, "Damn."
We're still on week 1. We're still on week 1.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay, let's keep moving.
All righty,
Armani. Feel free to go first.
Well, all right, Armani. So, in this first half of the week, I won't lie. This is gonna sound shocking coming out of my mouth, but I'm putting it on the record. I was very, very, very impressed with Armani. Let me specify. In this first half of the week, I was very, very, very impressed with Armani. He had the Vibe 5, which he, as soon as he was put into it, old Armani from season 6 and 7 would have been like, great, yay, alliance. I'm in an alliance. Let's run this alliance to the end. But Armani got put in that alliance, and he immediately saw Murph and Nora in it. And he saw the way that Haley was talking to them in it, and he immediately clocked, wow, of these 5 people, I'm 5th. This is not a good alliance for me. I will keep it for now, but these people are not gonna keep me safe if it comes down to it. So why would I rock with this alliance? Very good read on his part. Slay Armani coming around. Yes. In addition, Armani is really great at picking up the empty pieces. What I really, really, really want to see, and Armani said yesterday that he was going to do this today, and he didn't. And I think Armani, big missed opportunity for Armani. But he was like, I need to wrangle up some of these stragglers. I need to wrangle up Matthew. I need Maris. I need Rocky. And I need Cade. If we can stick together, like that's 5 people that like we can rock with. We don't need to be on the same page, but like we just need to look out for each other. And if he did it, I really think they'd be in worlds of a better place right now. But he did not. And I think those people specifically are the people that are going to need to worry in these next couple of weeks. People are already, as of today, Armani has since been called out, like Armani is shifty. He's playing a social game. Do I think Armani is going to be an immediate target? No, his name has not come up as an immediate target, but his name has not come up as someone that anyone wants to work with because they are seeing Armani as shifty. But it's because he's playing a good game. It's not because Armani's being messy. Normally it's Armani's being messy. Armani's not being messy. He's actually playing good and is a threat. And that's why people don't want to work with him. I think he could go either way. I really hope he follows through on his plan. For me, because he still has the Vibe 5 and they're not going to turn on him yet, I'm at a 5 for Armani.
So am I. That's where I'm at. Okay, so I'm also at a 5. Armani has had a lot of time to reflect on his 2 seasons, I think. And I think that I completely agree with you. I think that he's taken that time and he really has seen the flaws in his game from seasons 6 and 7. I honestly was shocked that he was included in the Vibe 5 because originally it was...
I was shocked.
Like Murph, Nora, Alex, Haley, obviously, like an obvious 4.
We were gonna rock together.
An obvious 4. I don't even know how Armani, like,
I don't know how he ended up there.
I think he just reached out to people and they were like, we like Armani, because that was what happened. Murph and Alex, I remember Murph and Alex were on FaceTime together, and they were like, "Oh, we're both talking to Armani right now. What if we like included him? Like, what if we did something with this?" So I think that really speaks to not only him being able to sniff out that he's number 5 on a 5-person alliance, but also I think it really speaks to his social game and how much it's improved. So much so that Alex and Murph wanted to include him in a core alliance. But I also agree. I think Armani, like, I don't see trouble from Armani in the near future, like the immediate future, but I think I worry for him going for the rest of the pre-jury.
I agree.
Especially like depending, I mean, it's only been 1 week, especially how depending on like how these next like 1-2 weeks shape out and what happens during them.
I agree.
But I am hopeful that depending on the events of this week and next week, I will be able to go up eventually. So I'm gonna stay at 5 though. 5, I feel like is my. I mean, at least this week it's like. I mean, obviously this is what a 5 is. You're not great, but you're not like actively bad, like, or you're not like bad.
Like, listen, I want to give Armani credit here. Armani, this is, in my opinion, I mean, his game in the beginning of 7 was very, very good as well. But at least in terms of like how I see the longevity of Armani's game, I'm really, really like happy to see Armani play this game.
Mhm.
It makes me sad to see Armani getting like a little screwed here, just with like the cast. He's getting screwed that way more than anything. He needs to like wake up, smell the roses, and like actually get these people together. And we'll get to some of these people later because I have opinions on who isn't Team Armani ridiculously.
Anyway, next.
Anyway, so yeah, that's our thoughts on Armani.
Moving on to Cade.
I'm gonna start here.
Go for it.
Okay.
Oh,
Everyone debates in season 9. Steven and I, this is like, there are very few things that I feel like Steven and I disagree on. But one of the things that we disagreed on was when Cade threw away his game in season 9. Was it when
okay.
he lied about cows? This is not
what I said.
We're not unpacking this. I'm using this as an analogy.
But you're speaking.
Stop,
You're speaking for me, though. You're saying things that I didn't say.
No, we agree when Cade threw away his game. Yes or no?
I didn't say that was when he threw away his game. I said it could have been when he. I don't think that's when he threw away his game.
Anyway.
Don't say that about. I never said that.
Lots of arguments as to what went wrong for Cade in season 9. There is no arguing with the facts. Cade, you screwed up. This was bad. This was atrocious. Really bad. Listen, I understand that. No, I don't understand. Why on earth would you go? I understand wanting to save Wick. I understand that thought process. Great. But why on a season where you know for a fact that all of these people have pre-existing connections in history, would you go to Wick and say, you need to gun for Dan because Dan is the only other person that's going to go home, and Anthony is throwing your name out? And like, that was just, there was no way that Wick was going to go, okay, I'll stay quiet with all of this information that you just gave me while I'm on the block. Thank you, Cade. That was never going to happen, let alone that was never going to happen with Wick. Have you seen the trailer alone? Cade, you're better than this. This was bad. And now he's left with 0 allies. Do people remember BB20 when the guy came in and 0 stars for Cade?
Yeah, this is really bad.
This was atrocious. And he was the best player on season 9. No one can argue that. No one's changing my opinion on that. Cade was the best player on season 9, but this was atrocious. And we were joking in the beginning, like, oh, I would love for someone from season 9 to come in and this be like a wild wake-up call. Oh, we got it. this was bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not shying away from the low scores. I could argue a Cade won this week. I didn't do it. He's not that like he still, I think, has some sliver of a chance, maybe. But I am at a 2 for Cade.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm at a 3. This was really bad. I agree, but I mean, I don't even have a but. I just don't think that he deserves to go as low as a 2 because there's 17 people still left in this game. A 3 because pretty much anybody who won this HOH, Cade and Haley were most likely going to be on the block, unless it was one of Haley's allies in the 5 or something like that.
Cade never not going to touch the block this week.
Yeah, this was really bad. Going into this week, obviously our scores are not affected by what's going on this week. I think he's in a lot of trouble if Cade and Haley go on the block because Murph and Nora are gonna.
I have thoughts on that.
Advocate their hearts. Okay, well, we'll get there. Well, who is your thought concerning? Nora?
I don't think Murph and Nora are as Team Haley as you think.
I just got a FaceTime call from Murph, and he said, we are flipping the vote to keep Haley if Cade and Haley are on the block at the end of the week.
Okay, interesting.
That was like 10 minutes ago. That was like 10 minutes before we started rankings. So yes, that is that.
Yeah, this was bad. And what's even worse is yesterday, people were like, yeah, Cade's cool. I can rock with Cade. I like Cade. He's awesome. And he screwed it up so badly for himself. And here's what's even worse. All of this happened. Wick went home. Anthony won HOH. And Cade is still sitting here going, I think I'm good this week. He has no idea that not a single person in this house is going to keep him this week. Not a singular person.
Wow.
Okay.
We have to like majorly speed this up.
What?
Can we like speed this up a little?
Yeah.
Okay, moving on to Cassidy.
Okay, so I will admit when I was wrong. When you picked Cassidy in the draft, literally my first thought was like, what? Because I won't lie, I came into the season going, Cassidy has not played in a long time. She played with a bad cast on the whole. She, I think, really just stuck with her friends on season 4, only to turn on that. I saw Cassidy being the Juliet Morgan of this All-Star season.
Mm-hmm.
I could not have been further from the truth. When
He's here to play.
When I picked Rocky first in the draft, I imagine Rocky being in the spot that Cassidy is right now. Currently, Cassidy is in with every single person as their like extra number, and Cassidy is not going to go anywhere because people view Cassidy as their number, and Cassidy is just talking up with everybody. And what does help Cassidy is that she comes from season 4. No one's going to think that anyone from season 4 is good. And listen, don't call it out of the question. Season 4's track record with winning seasons is insane. And right now, after week 1, is she in the top position? No, nowhere even close. But is she set up to be the dark horse pick that is going to be with everyone in the end? Like, Cassidy is here to play. She has Murph and Nora on her side. She has Anthony on her side. She has Dan on her side. She has Matthew on her side. All of these big power players want to work with Cass. And it's like just fantastic. I'm so happy for her. I love Cass so much. For this week, I am at a 6 for Cassidy because she's not in the top spot, but she's very well situated.
I'm in the same place, yeah. I really, coming into the season, I think we forget because we try to block out season 4, like how much of a main stage player she was in season 4. Like she was literally and figuratively the third to James and Maeve.
If Cassidy was in the final two, Cassidy would have won the season. Because
Well,
the jury was loaded with her.
no, I'm
final.
saying, well, whether that was fair or not is another question. But
Oh, true. But like she would have.
yeah. I'm really excited
She's gonna be one to watch out for.
I feel like we've had to convince her in the past to play. So I was worried coming into the season how like much of a player she would be, but I'm really excited moving forward to see.
I am so happy to see Cassidy playing this game.
So we'll see. Dan.
Okay, so Dan is expecting me. I know he's expecting me to be like 3. Let me say right now, Dan Tatey, you are playing a great game. You are playing a great game. Yes, I understand. Wick went home. I know that. I feel for you. That wasn't perfect. Don't get me wrong. You're not in the top spot, but you are still. Everyone that took out Wick did not want to go after you. And the people that did bring up your name are now the main house targets because everyone is like, we want to prove to Dan that like we're with him. We did not take out Wick because we want out Dan. In addition, everyone wants to, like, Dan is in a very good position. So, and I now think Dan's underestimated because Wick went home early and everyone knows that Wick was close with Dan. So like Dan, I think, is very set for a while if he just doesn't get too paranoid and rock the boat.
Mm-hmm.
That's Dan's biggest obstacle in this game is Dan
Himself.
today, literally, if he just, and like I understand that he wanted to save Wick, but like he just needs to like calm down. That's all he needs to do. Dan, just calm down. You're okay. And he starts coming up with these crazy theories that like, oh, it was Foz that did this. Oh, it was like Foz said 2 words and he's not coming after you. So it's like, it's just like, it's Dan just needs to take a deep breath, see that he has a lot of allies that really want to work with him, and move forward with that. Kate or Haley is probably going home this week. Breathe, Dan. I'm gonna give Dan a 6 as well.
Interesting. Okay. I'm gonna give Dan a 5. That's where my locked ranking was. I'm not gonna change it. I think that there were a couple of people this week mentioning, like, I don't know why, because Anthony is allied with him, but on FaceTimes he was like, "Oh, Dan is like season 5. He was really mad at me. Like he hates David. Like he was a huge player season 3." So I worry that that's been getting him like a little bit of like, "Oh my gosh, Dan is like a big name in this game," which like he is. So I think I'm worried for him in that sense that something similar to season 5 could happen where well, not really similar, but in the same placement or like the same early part of the season where word gets back to him that something could be happening, and you, like you just said, Dan is Dan's biggest enemy. Something happens with that. I feel like Wick going home wasn't a great thing. I'm gonna say my 5, right in the middle for this week. But I want to see, because like obviously Dan in season 3 made a really far run. Obviously evicted early in season 5. I want to see Dan make another deep run into this game. And we're gonna see. So yeah.
Nice. Alrighty. Moving on to David. Alrighty. I won't lie. David is currently one of my biggest disappointments this season. What are you doing? Listen, I understand that if you have to name, like if you go Big Brother SS, big name villain, I go David Fassbender immediately. Most people do. But David, you have to realize that half this cast, respectfully, does not know who you are. And the half that do don't know the other half and either don't want to take you out or are gunning for you. You can't
do nothing.
Do nothing. He's literally talked to. He is currently Andrew Kalmeyer.
Okay. It's week 1
No,
still.
he hasn't said anything to anyone except Tone, which thank God Anthony's HOH. Because listen, as much as Caden,
I know.
Anthony was an HOH, David easily goes home this week over Cade and Haley. And David is just like, I need to lay low. I need to not say anything. I was like, no, David, I agree you need to lay low, but like your version of laying low should just be playing the game normally. Like, stop the big mafioso character that happened in season 1 and just play the game. Talk to people, make allies. Right now, no one trusts him because he hasn't talked to anyone. And I think David is like, there's at this point, I would be shocked if he made it to the jury. Shocked. Unless cliffhanger, but we'll talk about that at another time. I would be shocked if he was not evicted. I give David a very short run in this game. I'm very worried for him, and he does not see it coming. And it's for the opposite reason as season 1. Season 1, David was too big of a threat, and this season is doing nothing and is still the big name. I'm giving David a 3.
I'm also a 3. That's what I said. Yeah, I agree. And it's tricky because people are saying that he's not talking to them, and they assume that he's talking to other people, which like isn't true. So that's also bad. I think it's a lot also of the people he originally played with aren't playing, and he feels like a little lost. I think he feels a little lost in the game right now. But we shall see.
All he needed to do was talk to people and literally be like, past beef squat.
Right. I should warn you, my computer's on 17% and I do not have a charger. So
why not have a charger?
I left it at David's. So
okay.
It's also 2:08 in the morning. I need to be up for work tomorrow. So
fantastic. Haley. Alrighty. I know somewhere when I gave Kate a 2, Molly Murphy's out there in the world going, yay, Kate got a low score. Guess what? Haley did worse. Haley, I love you. I love you on season 9, but this is possibly the worst gameplay I've seen in a very long time. Messy. Are you kidding me? You seriously got on FaceTime and planned out week for week what you were going to do in the game? You can't do that. That's never going to work. And then you get on to FaceTime with the people that have created these connections and go, okay, I want Wick gone. Okay, never mind. No, it needs to be Dan. No, you're throwing out all these names and you got caught fast. Gameplay-wise, Haley gets a 1 from me. But the only thing saving her is the fact that she has this vibe 5, and there's some resemblance of people. So that is the only reason that I'm giving Haley a 2.
Joe Murphy, future Joe Murphy, please stop calling me. Literally, it's 2 o'clock.
I need to tell Murph to shut up. Like, sorry, people.
That's not what I said. But
people are gonna watch this, and Murph, as a friend, I love you dearly. Stop calling me. If I don't answer, I can't answer.
Oh my God, why does this not work? Okay. Yeah, I gave Haley a 3 as well from same as Cade. Yes. She is very, I need to right the wrongs that happened to me last season.
She's doing a bad job.
And she was very much, I should have flipped a vote in season 9, week 1. So I have to make a big move season 10, week 1. Like, no, that's not the same thing.
No, Haley, what you have to realize, your mistake in season 9 was not flipping the vote in week 1. Your mistake in season 9 was bringing the girl that won all of the competitions and made all the moves in the season to the end over the boy who sat there and did nothing. That was your mistake. I hate to break it to you.
Okay, we're moving on. Caitlin Powell.
Okay, we're back to the positive.
Legend.
We are currently, in my opinion, no question of the doubt, at peak Caitlin Powell. We're seeing Caitlin at her best right now.
Also, her sassy DRs, I love it. Like, when did this happen?
And I mean, I personally think I know what happened. For seasons, Alex and Caitlin have never really partnered up. And yes, they were like forced to partner up, but Alex and Caitlin, they are like they click very, very well.
Mhm.
They really can game with each other. They get each other.
And everybody loves Caitlin Powell. Like,
Caitlin's gonna be another one to like, yes, get it, girl.
she's if I had to guess, if I had to predict right now, she's making it far again. I like nobody's like Caitlin Powell needs to go. I'm
And
giving her a 6. 6 from me this week.
I'm also at a 6. And I won't lie, before, like earlier in the week, you had Dan and Kristen talking like, no, we're using Caitlin as a pawn at some point. She cannot be trusted. Now that all of this has happened, they need Caitlin, and Caitlin like proved that she trusts them. I hope and pray that Caitlin here is here for a very long time because we're seeing Caitlin play her best game right now. Granted, once again, it is week 1, but like normally we just see Caitlin get told what to do. No offense to Caitlin, but like that's the game that we've seen of Caitlin's in the past. I feel like we're not seeing that this time. We're seeing Caitlin like critically think. Like I love it. I love it.
Years.
Caitlin Powell.
Moving on to Kristen.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I can start this one off. Kristen, I feel like, has talked to a good amount of people. She has made herself known in the house to some people. Negatives, she lost Wick this week, which was bad.
One of the worst things they could worse. You would think that Wick going would be the worst thing for Dan specifically. Dan's gonna be fine. Kristen's the one that's gonna suffer.
That being said, nobody's like Kristen Rake.
Who? Lots of people are being like Kristen Rake.
Really? Who? Tell me.
Matthew wants Kristen out of here. Armani as well is not far behind. Maris is not. And granted, it's not the people with the power, but like when people are talking about wanting David out, they want to put Kristen on the block next to him. And like she's well situated in the group, but she is also a target. For me, she's kind of sitting in the same spot that Armani is. I'm giving Kristen a 5 this week.
That's where I'm at with her anyway. I'm checking Matthew's here. Anyway.
I don't know who was said there. I think it was Matthew said on a FaceTime with Nora.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah. It's almost like go girl, give us nothing. I feel like she's not really like giving anything, you know?
I mean, listen, she put up a very good argument to keep Wick this week. But unfortunately for Kristen Ray, Caitlin Powell is not just here to do what she says this season, and Caitlin's going to think for herself.
On to Maris Meyer.
Let me start. Maris, wake the fuck up. Let me just start there. This Maris cannot stop talking like, Armani, Armani. Armani's the worst. Newsflash, Armani's the one person in this game that is saying people work with Maris. No one wants to work with you, Maris. Armani is the one person, I know it's gonna bite me in the ass when people watch this back. They're all gonna hate me. Oh wow.
I said I feel like you forget that people watch these eventually.
I really forget. I'm sorry. But Maris, Armani is the one person that wants to
you said this already.
you.
You said this already, yes.
What are you doing?
Yeah, girl's got a 4 for me for this week.
She's a 3 from me.
She
if she was on the block this week, she would have gone. I think she easily could have gone home.
Yeah, I think so too. But going into this week, I wasn't like Maris is gonna there were so many people above Maris that were like David, Cade, Haley. I think any of them on the block go home over Maris. That being said, if she doesn't change something around very quickly, her game's not gonna last.
No, she like in my eyes, Maris is another one. She's not making it to the jury. Not at this point.
Yeah, I mean we'll see.
Especially if she keeps her eyes set on Armani of all people.
Okay. Yes.
What?
Moving on to Matthew.
Okay. Matthew.
All right, wait, hold on. Let me speak. Matthew. I'm saying this now. Cassidy's your dark horse. Matthew's my dark horse.
Interesting.
Matthew, first of all, Matthew came into this game with Kristen saying she would quit if Matthew was here, Nora and Murph hating his guts, which granted Murph still like does. Nora, like literally within hours of moving into the house, Murph and Nora were on a FaceTime call, and Nora was like, actually, like Matthew's like my number 2 or 3 right now. And I was like, what is happening? And Kristen's like talking with him, not like Matthew needs to go right now. Is this Murph again? Oh no, it was the Vibe 5. Okay. Which is probably Murph. I have Matthew at a 6 this week. I am really, 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 really excited to see where Matthew goes. Because
Joe Murphy's calling me now.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna call him back.
Don't. Please just ignore him.
I'm giving Matthew a 6. Murph, can you please stop calling me?
And me too.
And I'm on Scott. Stop calling us.
Oh, that hurt me.
It is almost 2:30 in the morning. Okay, goodbye. Okay. Anyway.
Okay. I also feel good about Matthew. I don't feel as good for a couple of reasons, and it's because this week people still have talked about how snaky they see Matthew and not being able to trust him fully. And right now, people are like, we don't need to target Matthew. We actually do trust him and we do like him more, but we need to keep him at an arm's length. If we've seen anyone navigate this before, it is Matthew, but he's up against a stronger force this time. And I am like, don't get me wrong, I am a little concerned for Matthew. So I'm at a 5. If I didn't.
I said this in the draft too. Matthew was underestimated by us last season. I'm not gonna do it again, man. Like he's also like
Matthew was not underestimated by us
in the beginning of the season. He was one of the last picks in the draft.
In the draft, he was also added the day before the season started.
I'm talking about the beginning of the season, not like the jury or like the late pre-jury. Like I'm talking about this time. I wasn't like Matthew Winslow, like best to never win. You know what I'm saying? Hold on 1 second. Yeah, obviously I paused it.
So yeah, I feel good about Matthew, but I am still a little worried.
Okay, Murph.
Murph. Okay. Murph. He's connected to people, but he's pushing for things way too hard. And people have already talked about like, oh, Murph is so competitive. We cannot trust him. We need to get him out. He thinks he's the king of the world. And like, that's just not going to fly with people. It's not, I'll tell you, it doesn't fly with me.
Murph is someone I don't.
Things like when
Murph is someone I don't see making the jury.
I
love Murph and I want to see him succeed. He's trying. He knows that last season he feels like he didn't do enough, and this season he is doing too much.
He's doing far too much.
I worry for him. I worry for him. Honestly, I could see something changing this week. Anthony, I feel like I could see something changing depending on how the week goes. I'm giving Murph a 3.
Interesting. Wow. I mean, I say wow. I'm not.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry.
I'm not that much higher. I am at a 4 for Murph, but like he really thinks he's just like running it, and like just like literally like the fact that like Nora has to be like Murph. What are you like? It's just like and like the way like he's just talking to his close allies as if he like knows everything, and it's just like it's not looking like I don't know.
People have been noticing that.
What?
I said people have been noticing that. And Murph Murph is totally going to take this as a personal ranking, and it is not. So
no, it's just like, bud, we want you to do well. We asked you back for a reason, but this is not it.
Okay. Moving on to Nora.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm running. Okay, hold on. Okay.
Nora. I do feel good about Nora. A lot of people like Nora. But we're very clearly, in my opinion, not seeing the Nora from season 7. We're seeing the Nora that is here to play with Murph, and that's abundantly clear to me. I don't know what else to say.
I'm
She's
giving-
well connected.
I'm giving Nora a 4.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah, I don't see her playing for herself, and honestly, I don't respect that. Like, if we're being really honest, that's my ranking. She's doing things in the game for Murph. She has said, I am playing this game for you to win, which I don't respect. So
I
unless
don't respect it at all. No, to be very clear, I do not respect that at all. This is not why we asked Nora back. I won't lie. No
Yeah, that's my
offense,
ranking. I mean-
Nora, you're proving Lily right now. And I know you're gonna hate me when I say that, but I said
okay,
it.
give your score. Come on, let's go.
I gave Nora a 5 because I do think she's well connected. And I hope that if Murph continues to push her away, she wakes up and says, wake up and smell the roses, Nora.
We shall see.
Um,
All right, moving on. Riley McGee. First of all, legend. Second of all, love her. Do you want to start? You can start on this. Oh my god,
Riley, more like slay. No.
so true.
Listen, I miss Riley so much, and she's doing for what Riley I feel like could be doing right now, which is nothing. I feel very good about what Riley's doing. She's not in the main power structure. She's not running the game by any means, but people like her. People want to keep her around. No one's going to target her, and we know she has the ability to turn it on at the end.
Mhm.
I'm not worried that Riley isn't the most active game player right now. Her name's not coming up. I can't give her too high of a score because it's like she's not like doing a ton right now, but I'm not giving her any of the red scores. I'm gonna give Riley a 5.
I locked in a 6. I'm staying at a 6. And that's what I'm going to be doing. Riley, everybody loves Riley. Nobody's like Riley McGee. This week when she was nominated, people were pulling for her to stay. I think, what was it? Cade was the only one that was like, Riley hasn't talked to me.
It wasn't even that people were pulling for her to stay. It was literally
People pulled
they got
her name
on
out
the
of-
FaceTime and were like, all right, who do we take out? And everyone immediately was like, well, we love Riley. So like she's on the
Not
option.
Riley.
And everyone
Yeah,
was like, oh yeah, no, Riley's on the
They took her
option.
out of the
And I
pool.
was like,
Literally.
what? That
Literally.
was, I was
So
not
I
expecting
have
that.
high hopes for this game. Okay, we're moving on. Rocky.
Listen, okay. Rocky was my first pick. Rocky, you are letting me down.
For now.
He doesn't have any allies. He's talked to no one. And
But also, Rocky.
in all honesty, I'm gonna be real. If like Rocky should have gone home this week. Rocky should have been the first boot. If it was not for Alex, Rocky's given Alex nothing. Like Alex really owed Rocky nothing other than just thinking that Rocky would be someone good to work with. Rocky has not reciprocated. Like Rocky's owes his life in this game to some people, and he just seems to be floating around in like Lulu
I mean,
da.
that is what he said. He said, I think he said, I'm at such a weird place in this game right now because I'm still here and I think I'm in a good spot, but I have no pull in this game.
Bad spot. You're in a bad spot.
And
Rocky.
I think that's like I don't think Rocky's ever like felt that before, to be honest.
I don't know where Rocky can maneuver right now. Currently, the good news for Rocky is people have no reason to target him, but he's not in.
And also, I think a good thing is now that Wick is out of the game, I think I think maybe this trend will continue. I mean, Anthony's nominating Cade and Haley. Maybe when you have your season partner in the game, someone that you're close, like Rocky was. I think Rocky was close with Wick coming into the season. Like obviously like Cade and Haley are. Who else? Anthony and Victoria, obviously. Who am I? I don't know.
and Alex.
K-Pow and Alex. I'm like looking at these sideways here.
Maris and Armani. Oh wait.
So I think maybe that Wick is out of the game, like, could mean good news for him in terms of he doesn't have like that duo. I'm going to a 5. I'm starting with a 5.
Interesting. Okay. I'm going to a 4. Rocky should have gone home this week and he has 0 allies currently. He should be like kissing people's feet that he's still in this game.
True. Okay, next. Victoria. I mean, like, not much to say, really, I feel like.
I mean, I'll say this. Victoria's in the big group. She's not actively being targeted from anyone. However, Victoria has already, in the last 48 hours, at least 10 times, done the thing that we said Victoria was going to do. Text Anthony, who are we voting out?
Yeah.
What are we doing? And right now I go, Victoria, you have no chance to win the game if you're not going to play the game. You're letting Anthony play the game. And that's why
Yeah.
Anthony had the 7.
That's
So
my
for
start.
me,
Yeah, go ahead.
for me, I'm at a 5 for Victoria because I don't think
That's mine
Victoria
too.
is
Yeah.
wrong, but like, girl, play the game.
That's my starting score too.
Respectfully.
But I am very excited to see her back. So we'll see.
Me too. I love Victoria.
We'll see how
Like
this
I said,
goes.
these are all very gameplay rankings. This is my favorite collection. Like these people are back for a reason.
True. Okay. Wick. Rip Wick. First of all, rip rest in peace.
Wick is better. But also, I'm not about to do this bullshit of Wick got screwed. Like, no. Wick had a very clear path out. Kate told her, you're in trouble. And immediately she went, well, obviously Kate's lying to me. Why would he be lying to you, Wick?
Why would Kate be lying to you?
Why would Kate be lying to you? You just agreed that you should work together. And that made no sense.
Yes.
In addition, it's the same issue that I felt was going to happen with Kristen coming into the game, and it happened again. For some reason, when these people play with Dan, they like align with Dan and like no one else. So it's like Wick didn't have any other allies. Like this is fully her fault. And then it's like she spiraled a bit. It was just like, I don't know. Like I can't give her the benefit of the doubt that she just got screwed because like truly they had the power to fix it and weren't able to.
Yes.
So I'm at a 2 for Wick.
So am I. And I think that we're allowed to be lower on the evicted people this season. I feel like because we know that they're going home. I feel like that is a reason why I feel like I'm comfortable going lower on the evicted people because usually it's we don't know if they're going home, so we have to kind of give them the. But yeah, I'm also at a 2. This was I am upset that we didn't get to see the same Wick that we saw in season 8.
I mean,
That's why I'm upset.
Here's the thing though, and granted, there's a lot more people that have to go in the pre-jury, but like Wick is not one to underestimate it in this battle back. There is a battle back coming. Wick is not technically out of the game just yet. Really interesting house dynamic moving forward. Anthony's the current HOH. I would be shocked if we did not see Kate and Haley on this block. And I would be even more shocked if we did not see one of them go home this week.
We shall see though. I just really wrap this because this video's got to save to my computer before it dies. So
cool. So that's that. And we will see everyone at the next meeting.
Very soon. Okay. Goodbye.